Welcome cycling fans to my preview of the World Championship Cyclocross 2022. We will have an extensive look at the elite men and women with analysis of the track, the riders and of course my predictions. The World Championships are in Fayetteville, Arkansas this year. If you don't know where it is, look here. Fairly in the middle of the United States where earlier this year the World Cup was held. For the past 7 years the question with the men always was, is it going to be Mathieu or Wout? But now that neither of them will start, the race is wide open for other riders to win the rainbow jersey. With the women there was never such a deal. These last years the women races were often more exciting than the men. While the chance is fairly high that a Dutch woman will win the race, it is always the question which one. Chances of winning rely heavily on the track and its conditions, so time to check this out. Before we look at the track, let us look at the weather forecast, because nothing has more impact on a race than rain. As you can see here at the start of the World Cup in Fayetteville last autumn. A fast cross was expected, but a grueling muddy cross it became. Fortunately, the weather forecast shines fairly bright with winter temperatures and possibly sunshine. For the early birds, there is a risk of frozen grounds, which make it fast but possibly dangerous with frozen ruts. But the good thing about a dry cross is that more riders can compete at the front, especially in the early part of the race. Alright, the track or parcours. I'm going to talk through some key points with you. First up is the start. Starts are always important, but with a long and wide straight, it definitely is. 9 to 10 riders wide until you get to the first bottleneck. Some corners will be forced to 3 or 2 riders, as you can see here. First a right-hander, then a left, followed by another right-hander. And after these first corners, you have a short descent that goes to left, swinging, and then to the right, followed with a short straight, and then a short punchy climb, as you can see on the left at the red arrow. It's followed by some left and right turns, and then we get to the big descent with some big swooping turns. Sort of like mountain bike tracks. Then we get to the long climb, an effort that's more than a minute, where when it's muddy it's really heavy, but with dry conditions it can be a very speedy climb for the good climbers, so climbing legs are needed. Then we get to some points where you go up and down, left and right with some U-turns, followed by some more straights where you can see there is lots of room to take over, followed by some Italian pavé, and then the big grueling climb on the stairs. Extra long than most cyclocross stairs, where as a good runner you can make a fairly big difference, followed by a big steep descent where you can get your speed back and go through to the last obstacle of the course. Some sweeping turns that go a bit up and a bit down, and then a last punchy climb before you get a swooping right turn that gets you right up to speed to the finish, where a big sprint is possible. So whatever you do, don't go to the finish line with Marianne Vos. And that's the track. So my conclusion: no extreme technical features, few twists and turns. Climbing legs are definitely needed, some XL stair survival skills, and you definitely need a good sprint for the finish. And then my predictions. At first I'm going to look at the junior category, because there are 2 riders that won most of the races that they entered. It's David Haverdings and Zoe Paxet. Both of them have had no real opposition, so I think they're going to take the World Championships jersey this weekend. At the women's under 23 level, it's a bit more difficult, but still fairly easy. 2 stars go to Ceylin van Annermarie, Puck Pietersen, and the 3 stars to Fem van Empel. At the under 23 men, it's going to be Emile Verstrenge, Cameron Mason, and Pim Ronhaar. Pim Ronhaar became 5th at the elite men at the World Cup at Fayetteville, so I think he's going to be the winner. The elite women is going to be a first star for Denise Betsema with a good and steady season. Kata Blanka Vos with some good race results this year at the elite category. And Maghalie Rochette, my dark horse, who I think is going to get a podium spot. The second stars are going to be this year's big winner, Lucinda Brand, and the other 2 are going to the diesel from the States, Clara Honsinger. But the winner is going to be Marianne Vos. This year she had some big wins. She doesn't race a lot, so she is fairly rested, but she races with a knife between her teeth, and that mentality is going to get her the rainbow jersey. Especially with this track, when it's dry, it's fast, she can climb fairly well, and her biggest weapon is she has a ferocious sprint. So, as I said, don't go to the sprint with Marianne Vos. At the men's level, it's going to be a first star for Toon Aerts, a steady season, but no big results. The other one is going to Michael vanthourenhout. It's not technical enough for him, and I think there are some riders better this season, but he's probably gonna ride top 5 or maybe a podium. Quinter Hermans, as I heard today, he had coronavirus, so he is not going to contend this year, but he's already in the video, so hope you get better soon. The 2 stars are going to Lars Vandar, my Dutchie, who won the European Championship and the Dutch Championships. He's a typical championship rider. He's standing on the podium several times. He knows how to peak to these events, and I think he's going to be fairly good with his small stature. He can climb well, and he has a good sprint. The other 2 stars are going to Eli Iserbyt, the big winner of this season with the men, winning lots and lots of races. But his big rival that he's been racing from juniors on is going to be Tom Pidcock, and I think he's going to win the jersey. He has great climbing legs. He's shown that on the road as well. He's shown it on the World Championships. He's shown it on the mountain bike where he won Olympic gold, and this year he's shown that he has some good form, not steadily good form, so we'll see if he has a good day, but he can beat Eli Iserbyt and most of these riders in a straight out sprint. So that is definitely in his favor. I am very excited. I hope you guys are as well. As you can see on this timetable, the times on the left are United States times and on the right are the Dutch times. So in Europe, we're going to be looking at the evening or in the evening. And well, as I said, see you next time and enjoy this weekend's World Championships.